So developing elite touch around the rim is something that can benefit you whether you're a smaller guard, whether you're a big man, whether you're somewhere in the middle. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're on the court and you have crazy good touch around that rim, it's going to be much easier for you to score. So in this video, I'm going to go over what touch actually is, kind of give you the definition behind it. I think we have an idea of it. We don't really know what it means a lot of the time. And I'm going to give you 6 ways that you can train your touch and make sure that you're constantly elevating that touch around the rim. So first off, what is the actual definition of touch? To me, it's being able to put the perfect amount of force on the ball, doing it accurately from any position to go in the hoop. Simple as that. So obviously the force part of it, if I put too much force on the ball, it goes over the rim. I don't put enough force on the ball, ends up kind of short. That's a big component. The accuracy part, if I put it too high, if I put it too far to the side, that's also going to prevent the ball from going in. And then being able to do it from any position is huge, right? So even if I'm here, I can get that force and accuracy on it. Even if I'm over the front of the rim, I can get that force and accuracy on it. So that's kind of how I see touch. All right, so now going into the things that are actually going to help you build this touch. Number 1 is being able to put the ball anywhere on the backboard for it to go in. This is pretty simple. So if I can get up to the top corner of the backboard, or the bottom of the backboard, and I can still get the spin and the momentum and the perfect amount of force for the ball to go in, this is huge. So we really want to test our limits here by trying different drills and exercises where we're putting that ball at different points on the backboard. We're really challenging ourselves to not just finish inside of this square, but also way outside of it. All right, again, getting used to putting it anywhere on the backboard because we never know where we're going to have access to in a real game with defenders. Second one here is training touch with movement, right? A lot of the time we train touch in a way that's super stationary, whether it's a mic and drill here. All right, and again, this is a pretty good basic way to start if you're still kind of working up to making these shots. But at some point in a real game, we're moving in with a lot of momentum, right? So if I jump from, let's say, right here, and I end up finishing right here, think about how much my perception of that rim changes. So I start off right here. The way that I would finish the ball from here is completely different than the way that I would finish the ball from here. So we got to train our touch in this way. We got to train our touch when we have momentum, when we're controlling those high speeds, and we still have to put that ball on backboard, on the rim, with the perfect amount of force. It's much easier to finish a layup when you don't have momentum than when you're coming into that with a super high speed and you have to control that momentum on the ball. Point number 3 is that we want to exaggerate this, all right? So this could be a couple different ways. This could be really far out on the backboard, like I mentioned. So really trying to get the ball on the furthest end of the backboard to go in. Maybe this is stepping out a little bit further to challenge our distance a little bit more. So now we're challenging ourselves as we're kind of fading away to get into a touch shot. Maybe we're getting into a scoop from almost outside of the lane right here. So now again, we're exaggerating this because if we have the touch, if we have the feel, the problem solving ability to be able to get that ball in from this far out, it's gonna be a lot easier to do that when we're closer to that rim and it's a much easier shot. Number 4 here is getting used to releasing the ball on the way down, or really right before we're about to hit the ground. A lot of the time when you look at the best finishers, they're constantly finishing, maybe not at the top of their jump, but as they're on the way down, getting that momentum on the ball to still finish. And this for a couple reasons. Number 1, it's giving them more time to avoid that defense, right? So if defender's contesting it here, I have more time to kind of avoid them and get that angle that I want on the rim. And number 2, it's giving you more time to get momentum on the ball. So if I go straight up here and finish at the top of my jump, yes, that's gonna work a lot of the time. But if I'm in a high traffic situation here, a lot of the time I'm gonna have to drop that ball to now get some momentum on it. And that's gonna take some time. So you gotta be able to finish on the way down and still kind of muster up some power to get that ball up onto the backboard. 5th right here is being able to finish with touch from different release points. So maybe here, maybe outside, kind of extending, maybe a hook right here, maybe in front of my chest here. If we can develop this touch with a ton of different release points, this is gonna help us be ready for anything, any position, any angle, any way that the defense wants to contest our shot. And then lastly is doing this with defense, right? We can train this without defense, of course. We can make strides without defense. But at some point, you're gonna have to implement this with actual defenders. When they're actually coming in, trying to block your shot, and you gotta be able to avoid them, move that ball around, do it at the high speeds that you're playing at when you are playing against defense. And when you start to implement this into your training, I think your touch is gonna take off. So apply all these things. I have a sample workout coming on YouTube as well where you can see some drills, but take all these drills that I was showing you during the video, apply them, try them out, see what's difficult for you, and then keep getting outside of your comfort zone with them.